All right, early morning tarot. Let's see, what messages do we have? Open table. And then we're going to go into focused, I think. Because these late night, early morning peeps. Ooh. All right, we have Divine Masculine coming out. First card out, Divine Masculine. Could be about your Divine Masculine. You could be the Divine Masculine. Oh, followed by Closure. Oh my. And Take a Risk. Followed by Inner Child Healing and Runner. Oh my goodness. All right. We're going to get one more line here. Oh, we have Heartbreak, Ego Death. We have Divine Feminine. You know what's coming next. Signs from Nature and Energy Cleanse. Okay. Self-love at the bottom of the deck. Big Success followed by Secret Admirer. Slow and steady. Okay. So it looks like we have actually, this is going to be a relationship that is ending at this point. It does look like a runner-chaser dynamic. It also looks like okay. This looks like okay. Actually, this looks really positive. I know that currently in your experience, it is not. It's anything but positive, right? But we have a lot of positive signs here, right? We do have the inner child healing, the signs from nature, which I always take as spirit, intervening or communicating through different signs. We also have closure and ego death, which is a good thing. Energy cleanse as well. Now I do have heartbreak, runner, divine masculine, divine feminine, which makes me believe that this is a runner chaser dynamic. Um, could be a karmic, could be soulmate, could be twin flame, could be any of those things. But the closure of this is going to initiate some deep inner healing. Probably dark night of the soul, followed by an ego death, and that is beautiful transformation. And that's what those journeys are supposed to be about, your inner transformations. All right, can I get some energy on the divine masculine at this time? We're going to go ahead and we're going to examine both energies. All right, we have the Seven of Pentacles. What else? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Ten of Swords. We have Justice. And we have the Emperor and the Ace of Wands. Oh my, oh my. The Chariot coming in at the bottom. All right. So actually, I think this is the Divine Masculine really coming out here. Like, again, this looks like really doing the work here. So this Divine Masculine really did put in the work, planted something, just waiting for it to be able to reap the harvest. It looks like it's going to be a good season here with the Wheel of Fortune. Whatever he was working on, or whatever you are working on, whoever we're talking to, it looks like it's actually going to turn into your favor. The closure here, the ego death, the Ten of Swords to Justice, this was designed that way. This is the right move, the right thing to do at this time. And the reason that it is because it's going to open up your ability to connect to source energy here with the Ace of Wands, taking you to an Emperor, which is, all of the four kings combined. This is the energy that you want to be in. This really does feel like that, especially when you combine it with the Wheel of Fortune to the Ten of Swords to Justice. This could very easily look like the distribution of karmic justice as well. Because of that, let's go ahead and let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is not the distribution of karmic justice. This is with these right here. This is working on a situation that you were not finding satisfying, that you were actually feeling very constricted and imprisoned in. You know, this is a good thing. So this ending here is not about um, the repercussions, right? This karmic justice, closing out a cycle, initiating karmic justice. This is actually as a result of this right here. You did do ample work in it. It just was not satisfying and you felt very trapped within it. So getting out of that, what it does do is your hard work is actually turning the wheel in your favor. Ending this closure was exactly what it needed to be. It was just, it was fair. And in turn, that did set you up for success in the future. All right, not too bad. We do have the Page of Wands, the bottom, the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords. You have 3 pages in a row. If this is ego death, you are starting out brand new, back again with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So hold on to those new energies as they come in. Really embrace them. All right, let's take a look at the Divine Feminine. I like that there is no focus here on codependency, addiction, escapism. You're not stuck in your head about anything. Like, you're really coming out strong here. Let's talk about the Divine Feminine. All right, we have the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups. All right. Isn't that interesting? All right, so you are, my Divine Feminine, really being discerning at this time, especially because you have a lot of options and you have big wishes, right? But you're being really calculated and cutting away what does not serve you, anything that is dishonest. You're cutting through illusions with the Queen of Swords to the Seven of Cups, really focusing on total wish fulfillment with that Nine of Cups energy. I think it's interesting they have a child there. All right. I think that your willpower and determination, you know, to figure out what it is that you truly want, whatever your wish fulfillment, I feel like you're like on the direction going to get it. Now, with the Fool and the Hierophant, um, I think that this is you really just because of the direction of this particular deck and how they are opposing, you know, one is kind of looking at the past saying, you know what, I do know the rules of the past. I'm not really thrilled with them. I'm not going to conform. I'm not going to be boxed in. I'm actually going to start something new. There's another dog. Did I mention the dog in the Nine of Cups? I mentioned the kid. Dogs might be important, or you might get a dog in the future. You might have a dog now. Might be white. Okay, but I have a feeling like this is I'm turning my back on rules and regulations or labels that keep me restricted or boxed in, and I'm going to do something that is truly unique to me, a new beginning. All right, we do have the Five of Coins, the Six of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Also with the Knight of Wands. I feel like this closure here, like this really was the closure. You know, I don't see anything that really indicates that you guys are not together. Okay. But right now you are kind of in a more financially dependent, I guess, position. You might be feeling like a little left out. Um, you might even be away from home at this time, which is kind of an odd energy to get from these two cards. Um, followed by the Ace of Wands. Okay, so you might feel a little bit like you are disconnected from your higher self at this time, or you might be feeling like you were disconnected and you're now coming home to yourself. The Eight of Cups with the Knight of Wands with the World, but you are definitely walking away from anything that is not consistent in your life. You are closing that chapter out for sure. There's your closure. If your Divine Feminine in this case was inconsistent, which it looks like you do have a runner here, like you are calling it quits on anything that is not consistent or stable. All right, let's see. You are also diligently working on controlling those memories of the past and being restricted within them. With the Eight of Coins to the Page of Wands to the Six of Cups to the Eight of Swords, like this is no longer, I will no longer be trapped reminiscing about the past. Now, I'm going to look at it from a different perspective. I'm going to see the reason that this happened and find the glory within it. All right. What can this pairing expect in the future? What can this pairing expect in the future? That's why your Divine Feminine had Take a Risk above it. That was that Fool energy. Yeah, that was against the rules. All right, you have Five of Pentacles. I didn't see either one of you going within to integrate anything. All right, Five of Pentacles to the Magician, to the Fool, to the Queen of Pentacles, to the Chariot, to the Hierophant again, to the Ten of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and Death. Holy what? With the Four of Wands? No way. Okay. It looks like after a period where you guys are kind of separated, you are going to try again, or you're going to manifest each other back into your lives, back into each other's life. It looks like you're both going to come in pretty stable with the Queen of Wands, and you're really going to be determined to kind of make this work. And with the Chariot and the Hierophant, it's almost like you're going to, oh, that's such a cool card. Feels like you're going to try to kind of take this to something a little more conventional or a little more contractual, or I mean, maybe you just needed that time, Divine Feminine, to kind of explore, experience anything else that might have been out there. You know, not people, not referring to people. I think you're both are going to come from a place where you did kind of feel the loss of your divine counterpart during this time apart, but it looks like there was a lot of healing. I didn't see the Hermit. I didn't see like going within. I didn't see any type of escapism. I really see that you both took the time to focus on healing and just kind of, maybe it was more of a focus on independence instead of interdependence. But this is what kind of threw me here. You have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. So like you found it difficult not difficult being independent, but difficult like being without one another after you Eight of Cups left, or you might leave this energy. Like you went through a death and a rebirth, right? Which led you to the Four of Wands. You know, that's coming home to self, maybe. All right, what do we have after that? We have the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, King of Wands, Two of Swords, the Devil, King of Pentacles. I feel like you guys are, you're not going to believe this, but I feel like you guys are more toxic outside of this relationship than you are inside of the relationship. You know what I mean? Like, after you do the healing and everything, it's almost like you guys tried to see what else was out there, and it was worse than what it was when you two were together. I think that one of you definitely ran into some people that presented themselves in a particular way, and that's not the way that they were. Don't let that be a reason to come back together. All right, give me one more definitive on the projected outcome of coming back together. You have feral and forbidden. This is the universe's way of saying, I know you guys are wildly attracted to each other. That's the way these divine pairings work. But no, not at this time. Not at this time. How about like in the near future? In the near future, we have dawn, antithesis, and the funeral. Yeah, only if you want to meet your maker early. I know it's not funny, but the cards are kind of funny. Okay, yeah. Now there's something I don't see any reason that you guys can't really be friends. Yeah, out of body, wishful, and infinite at the bottom of the deck. Third eye. I feel like you guys are connected in a different dimension. I don't think I've ever said that. So I do. I genuinely think that you guys are connected in a different dimension. All right. So that is my reading for you, you early morning creatures, you. All right. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, as is your divine counterpart. My unconditional love to you as well. Until next time, take care of yourself.